Hello, welcome you all. First of all, I would like to thank for the joining today's presentation. So here we are going to see a topic on how to create the first-in-class quality images and animations with the help of SolidWorks portfolio software. So this is Ajay Kumar, application engineer, referencing from EGS India. So these are the agenda I have set for the next few minutes. How to leverage the aspects of 3D CAD and the design associativity, how to manage in case of any design changes or the modifications, and how to create the interactive animations with high quality contents and a one step to the digital manufacturing concept. So here, before entering into the software portfolio, I would like to ask you why photo quality visualization is most important. So in the picture you could see that there are two images. So one is done in SolidWorks Visualize and another one is done a real photograph. So could you guess which one is the real one and which one is done in SolidWorks 3D CAD and built in Visualize? So on the left hand side you could see that the model, complete 3D CAD model, which is done in SolidWorks 3D CAD and imported into SolidWorks Visualize and done a high quality images. And let me go for a next one. So once again there are two pictures. So here one is done in 3D CAD and another one is a real photograph. So on the right hand side you could see the complete 3D CAD model which is done in SolidWorks Visualize. So here comes the SolidWorks Visualize. So SolidWorks Visualize is a 3D CAD standalone software which enables the marketing content creators to work with high quality images and animations. So in tradition we used to follow this workflow. Initially we build a sketching and convert those sketches into 3D model and build a prototype and go for a manufacturing. Once your setup is done, we call upon the photographs and take a photos with respect to angles, light settings and move to the marketing and sales. But whereas in SolidWorks Visualize proposed workflow, everything is a parallel process. Once sketching and modeling is done, SolidWorks Visualize immediately we can do the high quality images and animations. Once we step into the SolidWorks Visualize, the marketing and the sales contents and the physical prototyping and the manufacturing, the process will be more parallel way. Here we able to achieve the 40% of the time reductions and increase your ROI very much faster. So these are the majority of the tools which covers in SolidWorks Visualize, the appearances, cameras and environments, even though the plates like real-time exposures and the textures. So in simple terms, SolidWorks Visualize is the camera for CAD data. Let me move on to the live presentation. I'll show you how it interacts with the users. Here you could see that I have done in a SolidWorks Visualize model. So enabling the 3D CAD directly into the SolidWorks Visualize platform by simply enabling the add-in here. Once the add-in is enabled, here within the simple tabs, SolidWorks Visualize tab will be appeared so that the 3D CAD model can be exported directly into the SolidWorks Visualize. Here we have a different set of options. Each option plays a few property contents. Here by simply exporting the advanced tool, here I directly the 3D CAD model will be carried out with appearances, any animations I have done, any textures or the decals I have applied, the cameras, the scenes, everything will be directly taken care into the SolidWorks Visualize. So it is loading for SolidWorks Visualize environment. Instantly you can find that the software has opened automatically and loading the complete project files. Here the software user interface is very much of easy and intuitive as like in SolidWorks 3D CAD. The tools enable the users to adapt very much of fast and easy. Here you can see in the viewport a 3D model as like in SolidWorks you can be able to view. So in the right hand side the models as like how the complete model has been structured, the sub-assemblies, the parts, everything as like it is maintained inside the SolidWorks Visualize. So by coming to here, the three different kinds of render options. One is the preview mode and the fast mode and the accurate mode. Each place, each categories for how the view should be compiled with the user's capability. So the next is the appearances. So appearances plays a major role here. These appearances will be come across inside the SOLIDWORKS, but whereas in SOLIDWORKS displays, the appearances plays a special category for the users. So for an example, here you can see the multiple categories of the appearances like the metals, plastics, even though the glasses and rubber, woods, etc. So here for an example, you can see a complete set of library tools. Here, in case you need any custom required materials, you can directly access into the cloud database. This cloud database enables the users to take you to the materials directly and download it and save it in the library. Here for an example, I just want to make a color change. So I am simply choosing any one of the color and simply dragging and dropping over to the body. You can see how it is more impressive. And following to that, I just want to change my environments. So here environments is a magical source of SOLIDWORKS displays. Here you can find that a complete the exposure of the total image. So any environment you can set so that the light directions and the glassness, everything can be easily controlled here. And following to that, the backplates. Backplates here nothing but a true environment of the complete model. So here for an example, I have a few backplates. I will show you. So here you can see that I am simply dragging and dropping the backplates. It is totally grounded to the model here. Since it is a Halmetro model, you can utilize for how the two jaws will actuate for splitting the two accidental cars. So the main process which has been taken with help of the pneumatic pressures. So in simple terms, it will be totally actuated and controlled with the pneumatic controls. So I am simply dragging and dropping the backplates here. And next to the backplates, you can see that how the lightings will be help for the users to bring up the complete model in a real-time environment. So here simply right click in the viewport, you can see the new lights and pick target the positions and match to the current camera. So if I match to the current camera, the lightings will be differed and those shadows and everything can be easily changed to that. For an example, how the light should be, what type of lights, it's like an area light or it's like a directional light or it's focus in a specific area. You can choose the spotlights. And what is the light color? For an example, I just want to give the light color. You can see that the light has been changed here. The temperature of the colors and everything can be easily changed with respect to the numerical values or simply move the slider options. And next to that, I'm just showing you how to switch over to the multiple configurations. Here you can see I have a complete model here. So I'm creating another model with type B. So in this kind of type B, I just want to change the different appearances. For an example, in the type B, I just want the blue color metal body. Here with playing of the configuration as like in SOLIDWORKS 3D CAD, enable the users work very fast. So while switching over to the previous one, you can see the difference, the red and the blue. And next one is working with the cameras. So everything can be easily captured with the help of the cameras, as like what is the positions and what is the angle we have to choose. So here for an example, I just want to focus here. The camera, the perspective view of the complete area can be easily controlled here, like what is the screen size. For an example, I just want to choose the 16:9 ratio so that it will give me the complete aspects of the designs. So next, following to that, the camera, I just want to show you with playing a major role with the logos. Our company logos should be a blaster shot for every viewers to get an impressive feel. Here for an example, I just want to make in creations. Here by setting up the groups, you can see how the model should be treated here. So the models can be easily captured and everything can be work like an exploded view. As like how in SOLIDWORKS 3D CAD. So once everything is done, I can able to focus here. For example, I just want to enable the depth of field, that one area must be focused and another area should be a blurred one. So you can focus at the differences, the surrounding areas and the model which I have been picked. If I pick area and adjusting the aperture, you can see that the difference. For an example, I just want to make a focus on this element row and the specific ratios. Here you can see the differences surrounding of this model and which I have focused. And next to that, I just want to show you how the material will be more interactive with the users. For an example, I have this kind of model here. So to understand the internal components, I can able to create the cutting planes. The cutting planes enable the users to see how the internal components will be. By simply moving the properties, you can find that the complete internal components, the detailing one. So this is one kind of working with the interactive images, whereas working with the animations, it is also very simple. For an example, I will show you how the animations will be take a major role here. So before I am taking you to here, please kindly note here in the time frame you are see the empty frames. So here I want to create an animation with the use of the tools. Here we can able to create an animation, or else if I do any animations in the SOLIDWORKS, I can directly bring into the SOLIDWORKS environment. Let us see how it is more simple and interesting. So here you can see the 3D CAD model. I have done one of the exploded view. I want to create an animation for how the projections of the complete 3D CAD model. By using the motion study, I can create an animations. So here the exploded view which I have created here can be directly imported, and the time frames can be defined. And what is the total time? 15 seconds. Yeah, okay. Instantly you can find that the time frames has been generated in the bottom of the screen here. If I move the timeline, you can see how it behaves in the viewport. Yes, exactly this is what we need. Now once the motion is done, I am just carrying this complete model to export advanced tool, and here you can find that the motion study which I have done the animations, and clicking OK, it will directly take the complete meta properties into the SOLIDWORKS display environment. Here you can find it is loading here. Yeah, okay, it is getting loading. Yes, in the time frame you can see that the animations time frame has been exported successfully. Yes, now our one and only job is to working with the cameras. So here cameras is a major role for working with the animations. I am just adding a keyframe here with continuing to the keyframe and mixed up the exploded view. Here see how fast I am just generating the animations. For the next 2 seconds, I just want to zoom in a complete model. And the next 2 seconds, I want to rotate the model. and the next few seconds I want to get a zoom in for my logo with the handle part, and you can see the complete experience very much of VC tools. Yes, this is my animations. Now continuing with the Explorer view, you can play and complete animations here. I will show you in a preview mode how fast it is. Just playing the animations. You can see how it is getting zoom, and it is into an Explorer view. Here just simply pass to completely know the viewport. Just drag and drop. I exactly slowly move the outside of the port, and the keyframe will be generated here. Yes, it is generated, the viewport. Now just come back and go beyond that. Yes, it is generated. So it is an easy process to working with the animations. And the next, I just want to show you that how the variants can be easily explored. For an example, I just have a component here which has different variations I would like to show. For an example, here you can see that I have one of the component here. So but as well as I just want to create one of the another view. So by using a move tool, just create and just rotate to the 90-degree. Getting to this positions. Yes, with the help of the camera, the perspective angle can be defined here. Yes, now I just want to apply a color. For an example, the metal I'm just choosing as an aluminum component, and for a difference I'm just choosing the component here. Yes, now you just go to camera and you can see that the camera has been added here. Just to protect the camera, you can easily get a lock of this part. Now even better, you have to work, you can think and how the post processing of the cameras can be easily worked out. So here as like this, you controlling the vignette of the model, the complete, the darkness, the lighting and the exposure of the complete image. You can see how it can be controlled. And at last, finally working with the output tools. So there are different kind of output formats you could see, like JPEG, the PNG, the BMP format, or either the TIFF file formats. And working with the animations, you can see what kind of outputs, either it is a MP4 file format or the .flb file format, etc. like that. So here you can also able to notice that the render images, the cameras which I have shown, and the configurations in a complete set. If we have a multiple cameras and multiple configurations, you can easily evaluate from the SOLIDWORKS Reseller to the output images. And even though they're panoramic, like 360-degree free spin rotations, also easily evaluated. There are two different kind of render mode outputs. One is with respect to the time limit. The time can be set, and within the time limit the quality will be available, and another one is with the respect to the quality and the number of passes, the time will be evaluated and the estimated, and that output will be taken out. So let me move on to the few other deliverables. So this is one of the animation which we have done. It's like a sun study to meet up with the real-time scenarios. And following to that, what is reality? Here you could see the animations which we have done in Explorer view. So this is one of the drone model which we have built in SolidWorks 3D CAD and done in Visualize. The aesthetics, the textures and the lightings, so everything can be more precise inside the SolidWorks Visualize Viewport, which directly meets into the real-time scenarios. It's perfectly meeting to the real one. And following to that, you could see the XR contents. So the XR is nothing but the extended reality, how the exposure of the users will get a better experience in the virtual environments and the virtual world. So extended reality is nothing but the combination of the virtual reality and the augmented reality and with the mix of realities. Let me see a few examples. This is one of the getting a live experience with SolidWorks Visualize, the extended reality chapter. So at last, the deliverables, the possible deliverables, the SolidWorks Visualize ensure the users and the marketing content creators to create the intelligence of product brochures and the carrying of the contents to the seminar presentations. And the website contents such as the pamphlets or even though the stalls can be introduced into the product manuals. So as I said in the beginning, you can see the workflow comparisons with respect to the current workflow and the process workflow. The time for the return on investment is faster and user profits to improve the other areas. So at last, the takeaway, SolidWorks 3D CAD is associated completely with the SolidWorks Visualize, so that any designs, changes or the modifications will automatically reflect in the SolidWorks Visualize environment, and the design decisions can be easily taken at the earliest stage so that the number of prototypes and its cost can be radically reduced. The contents, the communication contents can be easily processed in a parallel way so that the design developers can enhance their each stage at like a checklist process. Even though you can check how the market response is before launching your product. So you like to do any market response, check for market response, SolidWorks Visualize will be more helpful at that time. So by summarizing the complete sessions, SolidWorks Visualize is very much a fast, easy and fun way to get a real-time experience. Just do SolidWorks Visualize. So in case of any queries or any detailed information, please contact us for further requirement. Thank you.